Hi, good morning. All right, let's talk about ease around the house. I'm a house sitter and I'm in a house sit right now. I have stayed in a lot of people's homes. I think this is a thing that like I am uniquely qualified to talk about. Talk about ways that you are probably making things harder for yourself around the house and ways that you could embrace ease inside of your own home and let that ripple out into other parts of your life. We're talking ease. We're talking about not no longer doing things the hard way, even if we're told that that's the way things have to go. Okay, so good morning. But first, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Stephanie Perry. I'm a house sitter. I'm the creator of House Sitter School and the co-creator of Exodus Summit. I help Black women embrace ease by house sitting, by taking a career break or a sabbatical, by moving abroad, by bopping around as a nomad. If these things sound good to you, please hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on notifications. Ring that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I post a new video or when I go live. Welcome. Okay, welcome, friends. Good morning. Good morning. All right. It's 7 a.m. Pacific time. It's early, okay? I'm on the West Coast. I'm on the worst time zone. I'm in the worst time zone. Oh, West Coast is not doing me any favors. And I don't have my necklace on. Hold on. I got to put my necklace on because I got to get my powers. Let me get my powers. It'll help me wake up. All right. So this is what I want to talk about today because I just moved from one house to the next. And every time I go into a new home, it reminds me that, people do things in a really different way. And some people are really good at making their home a reflection of what they value, right? Period. And then some people are really good at valuing ease in their lives. Uh-huh. I house sit for a lot of white people, a lot of white women who are allowed to, right, who are raised to know that ease is fine. It's perfectly fine to do things the easy way, right? Make things easier on yourself, right? But then as Black women, we're told that sometimes we're told we have to do things the hard way. The hard way is the way. The easy way is lazy. The easy way is wrong. The easy way is bad, right? So even though this sounds like it's going to be a heavy conversation, I want to keep it light. It's going to be really light. We're just going to talk about stuff around the house, things that you do. And this is not me telling, right? This is another group assignment. So, but I just want to talk about ways that you embrace ease around your house or ways that you would like to. This house sit, I'm still in Palm Springs. I'm in Indio, California, in the Coachella Valley. So it's been nice. Every house sit that I have booked in this area has their own pool and a community pool. So she has her own pool in the backyard, and then there's a community pool a block away. This is two cats who are very well behaved, and a dog who acted like she was well behaved while her mom was here, and then was not so well behaved after the mom left. But not bad, just rowdy. She's a little more rowdy than she let on. And it's going to be a nice 2 week and change house sit while the mom is in Kenya on a safari in Africa, right? Okay, good morning, friends. So I put your names on the screen, but I didn't say it. So let's do some good mornings. Good morning, Yari. Good morning, Cash Me Too. Good morning, Nick Jones. Good morning, My Stethoscope Travels. Good morning, Megan. Good morning, Kimberly. Good morning, Artwork Insight. Good morning, Meriton Martin. Good morning, Junkat. Good morning, Locating Cozy. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, New Mommy. Good morning, Alexis. Good morning, Ms. Mocha Mama. Good morning, Maintaining Tracy. I don't know. Is Connie Perry here today? I don't remember what she told me. There she is. Hey, Mom. Good morning, Mom. All right, good morning. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. The first thing that I have to talk about, friends, is the unfair division of labor that I see as a house sitter. So I get to stay in a lot of people's homes, and sometimes I stay in their homes before they're gone. I get there before they leave, and I stay with them. Sometimes I stay in their home before they leave on their trip. And sometimes I stay for a day or two after they come back, right? And what I see in the United States that I don't see as much out of the US, but what I see in my US house is the woman is required to do all of the labor, right? All of the labor in the house is the woman's responsibility. Now, she may pay a housekeeper to do some of it, or they may. But it's never expected that if there is a woman and a man in the household in the United States, it's never expected that they're going to have an equal division of labor. Whereas in the United Kingdom, I house sat for a couple who had a child who was maybe 2 or 3 and a brand new baby, maybe like a less than 6 month old baby, an infant. And they had a cat that I was staying in the house to take care of while they were traveling. That man is the he walked me through everything I needed to know about the house. Like, the house sitter was clearly his responsibility, right? Getting the house sitter, interviewing the house sitter, arranging things with the cat and the veterinarian, all of that was his responsibility. That was the first time I'd ever seen that. I've seen it a couple of times since, because I went and house sat right after that. A house sat in the Netherlands. A house sat in the UK and the Netherlands that winter, early spring. So it was his responsibility, and it was clear, right? There was no like, let me ask her, let me see if she knows, right? He knew everything that I needed to know. He was in charge of that. Also, he packed for the little girl. He came and told the mom what he packed, but he packed for the 2-year-old. She was responsible for herself and the baby for that trip, for packing and preparing. And he was responsible to prepare the house, the cat, the little girl, and himself for the trip, and probably the car, right? So that's probably the first time that it really stood out to me how uneven the division of labor is in other people's households. I know I see it. Like, I know usually it's always the wife or the woman who's going to walk me around the house and show me how this works and how that works, and or book me in the first place, post the house sit, interview me, book me, arrange things with the veterinarian, get the whole booklet of contact information and stuff and feeding schedules and stuff together. Always the woman. But seeing him do it made it clear to me how much work was going into this. Like, he took me up to the little girl's room. I stayed in the little girl's room. And he took me up to her room, and he had been the one who had changed the sheets, right? Like, he had been the one who had put towels in the bathroom for me. And I'm like, this is a lot of work that he did that she did not have to do. She sat there, breastfed her baby, their baby. She sat there, breastfed the baby, and put herself in the car and was ready to go on vacation. And I was like, this is interesting. Men can do this. Men are able to do this. So that really jumped out at me. And then I had several house sits in the UK, and they were a little more balanced, and in the Netherlands, a little more balanced. In Mexico, most of my house sitting clients have been, no, I've house sat for couples in Mexico too. I was going to say most of them have been solo women, but no, I've house sat for couples too. But I haven't really noticed what their patterns are. But that's been a funny thing to notice. I house sat for a woman really down the street from my parents in Delaware. One my own my latest Delaware house sit, and the trip was her, their kid. I think there was one kid, the husband and wife, the kid, and either her parents or his parents, somebody's parents. And I got there, she got me in and explained what she needed to explain to me about taking care of the house and the dogs, her dog and the parents' 2 little dogs. I don't know if there were 2 dogs or 3 dogs total, but one dog was hers and the other dog or dogs were the parents' dogs. She explained everything to me, gave me all the information, the whole rundown. And then he came in talking about I can't find my phone or my iPad or something like that. I mean, I thought they were about to get divorced right there on the spot. If you could just say the words, I divorce you, and be legally divorced, that would have been the last moment of their marriage. I mean, the look she gave that man. I didn't even have my glasses on, and I knew what was happening. The look she gave that man when he came down talking about, he did not say, I can't find my iPad. He said, do you know where my iPad is? After she did all of this work to take 3 generations of family on this trip. Anyway, so the first thing that you can do to embrace ease is equitably divide the labor. Figure it out. Write it out. Who is the Marie Kondo of how to divide labor in households, we need her out in the world. We need her in the US at least, right? Because women need a guide for this. I think therapists are really good at helping you navigate difficult conversations, right? Therapists are really good at you preparing for conversations and guiding you through how to make a shift, how to make a change. So maybe a therapist would be a person who you talk to about, listen, here's the thing, here's a change that I need in my household. Maybe a therapist could help you with that. But we do need that is somebody's ministry, right? Helping women rebalance, reshift their responsibilities. Martyrs are dead. Hi, Sana. Sana says, remember, martyrs are dead, right? Don't martyr yourself. It only ends one way. It only ends one way. And that way is not with you being like, oh, I don't regret that. Oh, it was okay. And it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. All right, I'm just looking through the comments. Women in the U.S., whether working outside the home or not, choose to take on their burdens. No man can force you to work full time and then be 100% responsible in the housework. Know your worth. Well, he can force you. He can force your hand. Men can force women's hand, right? He can force your hand by just not doing anything. And then if you want it done, you got to be the one to do it, right? But there's got to be someone who can help women navigate that thing, right? And, I mean, it's a thing that you could know ahead of time. I think part of the problem is that we just don't know how inequitable, because women in older generations maybe weren't the most open about how tired they were, how exhausted they were. Or maybe, let's start from the beginning. So there were women who did everything around the house, but did not work outside of the house. And then, but in Black families, a lot of women did everything in the house and worked outside of the house and just weren't super open about how tired they were, right? How resentful they were. We're not super open about it because something about the Bible said something, right? So I think part of it is that a lot of women went into marriages, a lot of younger women went into marriages not really knowing what was going on, not knowing what to expect, and then being surprised when this resentment popped up, when this inequality, this unequitable division of labor was happening. Yeah, so we're just gonna talk. I think that is a thing that I see that is just making your life harder. I feel like I need to see what the cat's doing. What are you doing? The cat has not made this noise at all since I've been here, and now the cat is making a noise that I feel like I should investigate. I don't know. But hold on, give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourselves. If anybody has navigated, renegotiated the division of labor in your household, talk about it in the chat. Kitty, which cat is that? What are you doing? What did you eat? That's cat food. You don't even eat that. Oh, my butter. Bad dog. Bad dog. Bad dog. Stupid. The dog took my Kerrygold butter off the counter, opened up the container, and licked the butter. My expensive butter. Good news is it was almost empty anyway. I told you, this dog catfished me. I don't know if you've ever been catfished by a dog. This dog catfished me. This dog was so sweet and so chill when her mom was here. I'm talking about as soon as that lady left. She started getting so feisty as soon as that lady left. Don't lick the butter. But, we're going to talk about the next thing that you can do is pay somebody to do some of this labor. So, you know what? That's the expensive butter. I will have Instacart here like that, okay? Because I plan on having waffles and baked bacon and stuff. I'm gonna have a full-on breakfast today. So Instacart will be here. I may have to order my Instacart butter before we finish, so that I know it's here, because I doubt the woman here has butter. She's not vegan or vegetarian. She's not vegan, but she's mildly vegan. You know how you look in people's refrigerators. There's no real sugar in the house, but there is syrup. You know, she's like that. So I don't think there'd be butter here. I mean, just bad. She really catfished me. She really did. It's the dog's butter now. And there's not enough in there that I feel like, should I give this to the dog? It's going in the trash. Like, if it was a full container of butter, I would probably start mixing it in her food. I don't know. I don't know. You can't just throw that butter away. But it was empty enough that it's just trash. She just rowdy, catfished me. I'm telling y'all, she catfished me. All right. Did anybody talk about having to renegotiate this after realizing that there was an imbalance? No. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next thing that a lot of my clients do. A lot of my clients have a housekeeper. Single women, families. A lot of people have housekeepers. We've talked about this at length. I think a lot of y'all are on the housekeeper train already. Anybody want to do a roll call of who has a housekeeper come in? So I can't wait to get to Costa Rica and get a housekeeper. As soon as I get that place, that's the first question I'll be asking. How do I get a housekeeper? Do you know a housekeeper? Like I said, I have the food delivery. Like, Instacart has been my thing for quite a while now. Grocery delivery. Even though I really like grocery stores, I really like going to the grocery store. It's one of my favorite places. Grocery stores are really fun places for me. But the going to the grocery, stopping and going to the grocery store is just a thing that I don't always have time for. And then right now, here I am in Southern California with no car. So Instacart is better than Ubering to the grocery store and back. And then laundry, laundry was the first thing I took off my plate. I jettisoned laundry a long time ago. So dropping off my laundry has been my thing, which I really love. I really enjoy, yeah. So getting rid of the responsibilities that it makes sense to get rid of. So how did y'all decide? So I see I need a housekeeper. Wendy says I need one. Not LOL. It's okay to just say I need a housekeeper, period. Right? And then do what you need to do to get one. In the U.S., right, there are housekeeping services. It's not that hard to find somebody, right? In some countries, like going into Costa Rica, I think it's just going to be a matter of asking the landlord, like, who's your housekeeper? Because in some places, it's so common that it's it's not a difficult thing to transition into, right? In some places, it's just common. You have a housekeeper, right? That's a part of life for people over a certain economic level. Some places don't have a real solid middle class, but there is a middle class, not a strong middle class, but there is a middle class. And once you hit middle class, it's expected that you'll have some things, a housekeeper, sometimes a driver, a gardener, you know. So we drop those things, we drop those responsibilities. So it's fine to say, I need a housekeeper, period, and then decide when are you going to find one. It might be just a Google search away, housekeepers in your city. Might be asking some friends. If you're in a Facebook group for your neighborhood, your community, or your town, you can find her there. The housekeeper is in there. The housekeeping service is in there. So housekeepers, laundry people, all of that, all the things around the house that take time that somebody else will do without it costing you an arm and a leg. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Okay. Good morning. Hey, Shauna. After School with Dr. Crystal says time is money. It's an investment in your peace of mind and the social fabric of society. Yeah, there's a Peace of mind. Yeah, peace. I don't have any better way to say it. There is a peace of mind that comes from knowing that not everything is falling on your shoulders, right? There's peace of mind that comes from knowing that there's a team that does this, not just me. There's a team involved in this, whether this is the running of your household or the running of your business, right? Having a team that does the thing really takes the weight off, really helps with your peace of mind. I can't say it any better, Crystal. Yeah, peace of mind. And the social fabric of society. Yeah, when you are we're so individual, right? And we're so reliant on being an individual in the United States that we're suffering, right? The loneliness epidemic is real, right? There is an epidemic of loneliness, there's an epidemic of isolation, an epidemic of burden bearing that is tearing us, is killing us, like poisoning us with stress hormones and toxins, and is poisoning us. And so now somebody else is making a noise I've never heard. So it only benefits us and everyone around us when we do things in an interconnected way instead of individually. This is my bubble, my pocket, and my little pocket of the world, and nobody else comes into this little bubble. It's just me, and I do everything by myself. Everybody suffers, not just that person suffers, but everybody else who could be involved, everyone else who could have some sort of connection suffers too when you cut that out. My kids, hi Tracy, my kids have grown up knowing we have a housekeeper. Yeah, my friend in high school, my friend's family had a housekeeper who came once a week. And I thought it was so strange. I remember being like, she makes your bed? That was really my only question for my friend. Does she make your bed? I thought it was so strange. Now it's more common, I think, in the US, but not super common. In other places, though, seriously, in other places, it's the norm. It's a thing that is done, right? Right? Allison says in some places the housekeeper has a housekeeper. I mean, now a driver would be nice. Yeah, I think that's so. We talked about me going down to Costa Rica and getting a place after the summer's over, and still being committed to not having a car. I'm still committed to not having a car in San Jose, Costa Rica, even though it's not really that kind of place. It's not really a car-free place, but I'm gonna try it, and I think the solution is Uber plus a driver, right? Uber plus a person who I can call to drive when I have like scheduled things, scheduled appointments. Because, yeah, so, and that's pretty common in some places too, in parts of Mexico. Now, in Mexico City, it's common for people with money to have a driver. People with money isn't not, it doesn't mean rich people, just people with the money to afford a driver. People with money to afford a driver have a driver, and it's not unusual. And even in the small areas where Americans and Canadians move to, it's also common there for them to have drivers, especially if they're places that have a lot of retirement aged people. It's not unusual for them to have either someone that they call a driver, or they may not call it a driver, but they got a phone number who they call, and that person takes them around. In Lake Chapala, there was a man who took some of the black women in the group around. And when they would have meetups, they would be like, did he bring you? I can't remember his name. He had like a funny name. He's from like New Jersey. He was from like New Jersey. He sounded very New Jersey. But it's not unusual. Some of the stuff that we think of as only being for the super rich is for like middle class and upper middle class people in other parts of the world. Alma says the Nextdoor app in the States has housekeepers offering their services. Okay, yes. Yes, I heard Nextdoor is off the chain. I hear people talking about the things that happen in neighborhoods and communities that people put on the Nextdoor app. But yes, right, the Nextdoor app, wherever you are in the US, your community has a thing on Nextdoor, and that's how you can find service providers. That's how you find housekeepers and gardeners and handy people and whatever. Yeah, Pearl says, if I could afford a housekeeper, I'd get one with great reviews. Do you know what it costs to have a housekeeper once a week or once a month? Seriously, do you know what it costs? Because maybe the if I could afford is today. It might be. Yeah, it might be. Anybody want to tell us what you pay for a housekeeper? And where you are. What do you pay for your housekeeper and how much are you? I mean, how much? I haven't had any coffee. I told y'all it's early, okay? How much do you pay and where are you? Okay. And then Kemi says, I need to order a professional home organizer to help me declutter. All right. They exist. They're out there in the world. Yeah. Hi, Princess Umi, finally joining in live. Hi, welcome. Good morning. So Saturday, 10 a.m. Eastern time, same time. If you get the alert, if you get the text message from me, you'll get the alert so you won't miss the live stream. Let me find the number. If you text the word YouTube to this phone number, 888-403-4465, you'll get a text alert 10 minutes before I go live so you won't miss it, right? You won't miss it. Oh, and house size. Okay, oh, sorry. It's too late, but okay, it's okay. Haiku says you also need to know the house size when you're talking about how much people pay for a housekeeper. Sorry, but okay. Okay, we'll just say average size, whatever that means. So Robin, $120 per month in Northern California. Is that once $120 per time and they come once a month? Or what does that mean? Okay, CD Rob says in Houston, $90 for once a month. Francis Scott, New York City. Hi, Francis. $25 an hour. All right. Locating Cozy, Texas, twice a month, $75 to $100 per visit. Okay, $75 to $100 per cleaning. Catherine G, $85 for 3 hours, 4,000 square feet. Thank you for putting in your size, the size of the house, Catherine. $85 for 3 hours, so that's less than $30 for an hour. Okay. Creole Spirit, we pay $200. Where are you guys? Aurora, upstate New York, housekeeper, $75 to $100 for 4 hours. Upstate New York? Okay. All right. Yeah, that's $25 an hour. Yeah. All right. Donna, plant your seeds. 10 years ago in Atlanta, $150 for a month. Okay, Donna, thank you. Crystal, $15 per hour in Chicago, but I give her a generous tip. All right. Pittsburgh, Jan. Oh, in Pittsburgh, we have a jutney, private driver. It's called a jutney. Okay, thank you. So y'all do it up there? Okay. Sana, San Francisco, 1,700 square foot condo, twice a week, $185. Okay, thank you, friends, for sharing that. Okay, sometimes the difference between I can afford it and I can't afford it is now I know how much it costs. Like, seriously. Seriously, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes that's the difference. Somebody told me how much she paid for it. That's what I know about sabbaticals, right? I took a year where I didn't work and I traveled on savings. And people were like, "Oh my gosh, I could never afford that." And then I was like, "Well, I spent $1,200 per month." And they're like, "Oh, actually, I could afford that." Sometimes the difference is just knowing what it costs that person. But just like house size is different, make the price different, and location makes the price different. Same thing with a sabbatical, right? Everything, it depends on everything. It depends on how you're living. How do you sleep? Do you sleep in dorm rooms and hostels? Are you house sitting and sleeping in the whole house by yourself? Are you sleeping in an Airbnb in a shared home, in your own bedroom, in a shared bathroom, or what, right? Everything makes a difference in the price. Just like square footage and location make a difference in the price of a housekeeper. Yolanda, $90 a week for 1,000 square feet. Okay, thanks, friends. Okay. All right, thanks for sharing that. So, that's a thing that a lot of my house sitting clients have done that makes their lives easier, that I like to see other people incorporate. A lot of my house sitting clients have a housekeeper, and they don't even put the housekeeper on like pause when they go out of town. I guess it's not a service. It's not a thing, right? Either you cancel, either you stop the housekeeper altogether, or you just keep paying her while you're gone. So the housekeeper still comes. I say she because it's always a she. Housekeeper still comes while I'm house sitting, which I love. The house, not this house sit. This house sit does not have a housekeeper. The pool person and the gardener come, but no housekeeper. But the next house sit I do, I'm in Indio now, but the next sit is in Palm Springs proper, and they have a housekeeper. Yeah, and they're like, oh yeah, she comes twice a week. Perfect. I love that for us. I love that for us. All right. Okay, more housekeeping pricing. Okay, thank you, friends. All right. So we still, Kimberly, girl, I don't know. Okay, so Kimberly says, where is the link for my interview with Ebony K. Williams talking about Exodus Summit? I have not seen that interview on the internet except for a snippet of it on Instagram, on the Griot's Instagram page. I may have had the link somewhere, but I don't know if I still have that link. Let's see. I don't know, girl. I thought for sure they would share it on YouTube, but either they haven't done it or I missed it. So I don't know, friend. I talk the same talk. But it was very nice to talk with Ebony K. Williams. She is into it. She is into this. Some people, when they interview you, they're like, oh, this is interesting. She interviewed me like, I'm out the door. She interviewed me like, yes, ma'am, this is a thing that we're going to do. We're getting out of here. And so it was a really good talk, a really good conversation. Short, you know how it was part of her news show. So short. But it was the kind of interview where you're like, yes, she's in on this. There's no convincing required. You know me, I'm not into convincing. I lay out what I do, what other people do. I'm not into convincing. There was no convincing required with her. Indio is so it's like Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Indio, all in the Coachella Valley. Indio is where the Coachella Music Festival is. Indio is where Coachella and Stagecoach, those music festivals happen. You can see I'm on the road, like the neighborhood sits right off of the road. You just go a little bit further and you get to where Coachella is. That's it. In the desert, weather has been funny. So we've had 100-degree days and we've had 80-degree days, 85-degree days. Weather's been really funny and unpredictable. Yeah, so like starting Thursday, every day it'll be 100 degrees. For next week, starting next Thursday, every day it'll be 100 degrees. But we have a couple of days coming up where the high is 85, 88, right? And then 100, 102, 105, 104. But it's dry. It's not humid. So it's been good. I like it. Hi, Rashida. Good day. Good morning. You're back. You're back. So good morning. Good morning. Okay, so we talked about renegotiating the division of labor and within your household. We talked about bringing in somebody to do something, right? How to make things easier for yourself around the house. Housekeeper, gardener, landscaper, whatever. Laundry person, grocery deliverer, okay? Third thing I want to talk about, which is near and dear to my heart, is stop letting your pets sleep with you. It's interrupting your sleep. As a house sitter, I have slept with everyone's pets. Everyone who, if your pet sleeps with you, when the house sitter comes, your pet sleeps with the house sitter, right? Your pet is just like, whatever. I'm used to sleeping in the bed, and I'm used to sleeping in the bed with a person. I'm going to sleep with a person. Stop letting your pet sleep in the bed with you. It's interrupting your sleep. Sleep by yourself or sleep with a person, but not with a pet. They snore, they kick, they fart, they move around, they walk all over you. Your cat is probably walking over you in your sleep. Stop it. Put them in a room, or put them in a bed, put them in a kennel, put them in a crate, put them somewhere. I wish I could help other people free themselves from that. It is. I never knew that people did that. I had two different dogs over the course of my life. So probably 10 or 15 years of dog ownership. My dog didn't even get in my bed, let alone sleep in my bed. So I didn't know that this was a pandemic, an epidemic, but there's an epidemic of people letting their pets sleep in the bed with them, and it's ruining their sleep. I know it because when I come and sleep in your house, I don't sleep. It's ruining my sleep. Last night, the dog woke me up at about a 1 something, and I was up till well after 3 o'clock, right? Like, we need sleep to live and to function. Your pet should not be the person interfering with your sleep, it's not a person. Your pet should not be the thing interfering with your sleep, right? It surprised me. I knew that there were people who did it, but I didn't know everybody. Overwhelmingly, my clients' pets sleep in the bed with them. From little dogs to humongous dogs to cats, everyone. I house sat for a woman in Canada. The first time I house sat for them, they had 6 dogs. They had a big property, and she was a dog rescuer. Well, no, she volunteered for a dog rescue, and when they couldn't find a home for the dog, she would bring it home to foster, but then foster forever. Okay. So first time I house sat for her, she had 6 dogs. All the dogs slept in the bedroom with her and her husband. Some in the bed, some on the floor. And they got up in the middle of the night every night to do a potty break. Like torture. And these were retirement age people. Like, we need sleep to live. People, we need sleep to live. All night long, there's kicking, there's moving, there's right. So 2 or 3 dogs are in the bed with them every night. And then the other 3 dogs on the floor. So, okay, so y'all don't seem to do that. Okay. I only halfway believe you, though. I'm sorry. Okay, hello, Creole Spirit 1800. I only halfway believe y'all because every house sit, they sleep in the bed with them, except for, let's see, the last one was probably that Nashville house sit with the 2 rowdy pit bulls. They didn't sleep in the bed with them. They slept in, she crated them at night. But almost everyone. So I only halfway believe y'all. Raven says, I have no say in my dog sleeping with me. He thinks it's his bed. He doesn't know he's not human. I'm not saying I know how to break this. I'm not saying I know how to do that. But maybe, I don't know, maybe an expert can come. I'm telling you, if it's interrupting your sleep, it's detrimental to your health to have your pet sleep with you. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. As helpful, as beneficial as pets are in your life, right? Cat's got my sock in her mouth. these, these pets just got rowdy once that lady left. Okay. Um, as good as they are for you, I'm convinced you're counteracting that once you let them sleep in the bed with you, because you're not sleeping. You're not sleeping. Watch a video of a man. I saw a video not too long ago. A man recorded him and his wife and the cat that night, and the cat just walked all over him. They had to keep turning. He had to keep turning. The cat really stuck on to his side of the bed. He had to keep turning and moving, and he woke up like 4 or 5 different times just from the cat movement. Right? Don't let your pet sleep with you. I'm just scrolling to see what y'all have to say about this. Okay, Aurora, my cat has full reign of the house, but not the bedrooms. No cat hair allowed in the bedrooms. Good. I love that. Right? Keep the boundaries. They can keep boundaries. They know how to keep boundaries if you make them. That's good. Yeah, we need that good night's sleep. You can't have the ease and the peace of mind. I mean, the sleep is a foundational, it's a requirement, it's a necessity. That good sleep is a requirement, right? You can't, all the other stuff in the world is not going to help you if you're not getting good sleep, right? All that other stuff, all the things that you call self-care are not helpful if you're not getting good sleep. So let's add that to the list. Okay? Ways that we can embrace ease around the house. Get good sleep. Prioritize good sleep. Right? Which includes keeping the electronics out of your eyeballs before bedtime, which is I'm guilty, right? I sleep with my stuff, I sleep with my devices in the bed with me. Still, as many times as y'all told me to stop, I still do it. in the bed with me. My phone and my laptop, both in the bed with me. Not good, not good, right? So the last thing I see before bed is that blue light. I don't have a sleep problem. I don't have a problem going to sleep, but if I wake up, I have a hard time going back to sleep. So the blue light doesn't seem to be affecting my sleep, going to sleep. But if something wakes me up, like they woke me up last night, forget it. I'm not getting back to sleep. It's just not working. So sleep. Yeah, so next we're going to add to the list prioritizing sleep so that everything else can function better. Nothing else that you do, I don't think, nothing else that you try to do as a wellness practice, as a self-care practice, not meditation, not exercise, not eating well, none of that is going to be impactful if you're not getting sleep, right? If you're worrying like, why isn't this working? I'm not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. But if you're like, why isn't this working? Because you don't sleep. Go to sleep. Fix it. Prioritize good sleep. Yeah, so Citrus Rest says put the devices in another room and see how you feel at night. I've been telling y'all, I need to get an alarm clock so I can move my phone out of the room. I haven't looked for an alarm clock. I don't know. It's not working. It's not working. I'll for a few days in a row, I'll be like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave my laptop out of the room. I'll take my phone with me so I know what time it is. And I'll take a book and I'll fall asleep reading. And I can do that, right? I can read a book and fall asleep reading a book. But that's only a couple of days in a row. Next thing you know, I'm right back to the old habit. Oh, no. Artwork Insight says, I wear blue light blocker glasses while using the computer and every night and it helps. Okay. Okay. Do you, okay, blue light blocker glasses. Okay. Good. Sana says, I stretch for about 10 minutes before bed and turn off all devices. I tried like all year long. I've been like trying to work on a good shut it down routine for the evening. But I don't know. I just keep going back to the old habits. I know. Wendy Day says Target has alarm clocks. As many times as I've been to Target over the last few weeks, I could have an alarm clock. That's not the problem. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm just stuck in that habit. I don't know what I get. They say, right, the pain, I'm not feeling enough pain from the habit to change it, right? They say once you feel enough pain from it, you'll change it. Because don't have a problem falling asleep, it hasn't affected me. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. It's not good. It's not good. I don't want to go to bed. I don't want whatever foolishness I'm seeing on the internet to be in my mind as the last thing I think about before I go to bed. But I guess I just need I don't know what I need. Francis, hey Francis, cutting off my phone before sleep has definitely been a challenge. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I need it to be like, I need a real reason, maybe, before I'll really do it. Because right now I don't have to. I don't have to because I can still fall asleep. And I don't want it to start impacting my sleep. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a thing that I do that I got to stop doing. I'm fully aware that I got to stop doing. Like I roll over onto my laptop. Sometimes I don't close it. And then I just roll over onto it. I'll be like, what is that? Oh, my computer. Well, I do need to know what time it is. You know how you wake up at, so let's say I want to wake up at 5:15. You wake up at 5:05. I need to know it's 5:05 so that I can just start moving. Or is it 4:50 and I can shut my eyes again? Or 4:15. 4:15 or 5:05, right? So I need to know what time it is. So I needed like an alarm clock of my own. But I travel, right? I bop around. I'm a house sitter. So I need an alarm clock that I can just take places. But I know I've needed that all year long. No, I don't know. Now that I have these house sits with these animals that are sleeping in the bed with me, I'd probably just keep my computer in the room with me because they wake me up. When they wake me up, might as well have something to do. Get on the internet. Get on the internet and see what's happening in the middle of the night. It's hard. That's the problem. I can fall asleep like that, but in the middle of the night, going back to sleep is a problem. Oh, a watch. Yeah, I don't wear a watch, but a watch could be helpful either. Also, a watch a watch is smaller than an alarm clock, so a watch would work. Yeah, I don't like things on my wrist. Quiet, please. So they live on a golf course. The backyard is the golf course, and it's very upsetting to her. Like, you have lived here. I don't know how old this dog is, but she's lived here long enough to know that there are people that walk in the backyard because it's a golf course. But that's a good idea, Shamika. Thank you. Yeah. No, that we're saying that I don't want the phone in the bed with me or in the room with me. I got to figure out how to leave the phone and the computer in the living room and go to bed. Yeah, a watch would work. Maybe. I don't like to wear a watch, but I could have a watch. Right. I don't like things on my wrist. When I put stuff on my wrist, the whole time I'm just like, take it off, take it off, take it off. So I don't like that. Everything feels like shackles, except for the wristbands, except for like I can wear resort, like I went to the resort the other day for the day pass, had a day pass to the resort. And I went there and they put that wristband on me. I can wear wristbands, but heavier materials, I can't do it. This is Hallie, whose name I keep forgetting. She is some sort of something, marl something. What kind of dog are you, Hallie? The bad kind. The butter eater. This is Hallie who eats butter. She is um, a dog who likes a lot of activity and hiking and stuff. She needs a lot of activity. So we haven't walked yet today. So she stays rowdy until you walk her. And then her tetherball. She also has a tetherball set up in the backyard. But it broke. The very first day, the little rope snapped because I was playing tetherball with her. I think I was supposed to let her play tetherball by herself, but I like tetherball, right? So we were playing tetherball together, and the rope snapped. So we got to get that fixed so that she can get work out some of her energy. But that's house sitter life. House sitter life. She's adorable. Yeah, I'll try a watch. I'll do it. Yes, she's a working dog. Yes, she needs to be active and busy, and we haven't walked yet. Uh, this is only my second full day with her. I've been here in the house, or yeah, I've been in the house since Monday, but the mom was here. Mom left Thursday evening, and so this is only my second full day house sitting her, dog sitting her. Yeah, at least I'm not good for active dogs. She if as long as she gets some activity, she sleeps hard. She sleeps really well as long as she gets some activity. So yesterday we took a nice size walk, even though we started a little late. We didn't start till after 9. Rashida and I met at 7. Yeah, we started after 9. In Palm Springs, you would think that would be too late, but the weather was really on our side yesterday. So we took a nice long walk, and she chilled out for most of the afternoon, and then she came alive again for the evening. Um, but we broke her tether ball, so she just kind of was all over me instead of getting a workout in and then going back to sleep. She was just all over me like that. Like, what you doing? Can I sit in your lap? Can I do this? Can I do that? You know how dogs are. Yeah, yeah. When I was a kid, I was such a tall kid that I dominated tetherball. I dominated. So when I saw that she had a tetherball out in the backyard, I'm like, okay. I'm sorry. I keep saying the word. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know it's broken. I was like, okay, we're gonna play together. But I broke it. She broke it, but I broke it, or we broke it. She's some sort of, I don't know, is she an Australian cattle dog? I don't know that I know what kind of dog she is, to tell the truth. I don't know. She's really cute. Or Irish. What are you? Do you know what you are? She's looking at me. Maybe a cattle dog. Let me see. Where's her mom? Here. View listing. You don't mind if I look this up? What does it say? 5 years old. It just says my dog. But there's a pool, and she's allowed to get in the pool as well. So maybe, so I'll see if she wants to swim to work out some of her energy while we're working on fixing her thing. But she's allowed to get in the pool, and the pool man comes on Tuesdays and Fridays. So if there's a bunch of dog hair in the pool, he'll be here soon. All right, so we talked about, that's house sitting. That's house sitting. If you're interested in getting a house sit or a pet, a house sit to take care of somebody's pet for free accommodation, get your new house sitter toolkit at housesit.vicarious.com/toolkit. It's where I give you some of the resources I use to get booked, including the link to Trusted House Sitters and the letter, the actual pitch email that I send. There's an email it's a message that you send on Trusted House Sitters, and there's the actual link to that in the new House Sitter Toolkit. It's a really good pitch email. It gets you booked, right? It gets people booked. And then I'm going to link directly to the Trusted House Sitters. If you just want to join Trusted House Sitters, this is my affiliate link. So if you want to get your Trusted House Sitters membership and get started with house sitting, this is my affiliate link. I'll get a commission with no extra fee, no extra charge to you. So Trusted House Sitters is how I know about house sitting and how I find clients. I'm here in Palm Springs. I'm booked through, someone just confirmed me for a sit without talking to me. So I guess right now I'm confirmed through July 22nd here in Palm Springs. So that's that. Some people who waited, I don't mind if, I don't know. I like, sometimes because I have so many reviews, so many 5-star reviews, sometimes when I apply for a house sit, they just hit confirm. They don't bother to do a Zoom call or anything, which I like. I appreciate that. But these people waited for like 3 weeks after I applied to hit confirm. I don't know. I feel a way about it. I feel like if you wait 2 or 3 weeks, you should call me and talk to me. I don't know. But that's might be me being grumpy because the dog woke me up last night. And I lost a couple hours of sleep in the middle of the night. Okay, all right. So we're talking about ways that we embrace ease around the house. What else? What have we not talked about? Oh, let's talk about using your good stuff. Let's talk about holding the good stuff for later versus using the good stuff around the house. Whatever the good stuff means to you, right? It might be your good dishes and silverware. It might be the expensive candle. Whatever the good stuff is, the good towels and good sheets. Whatever the good stuff is. I think we embrace ease around our homes by using the good stuff. Use it. Use it. I don't have a whole lot to say about that. Use the good stuff. Get stuff that you like. The things that every time you use them, it causes some friction, right? Replace it with something that you enjoy using. For me, as a house sitter, it's silverware. As a house sitter, I go into people's homes and I'm like, people in their homes, they use good silverware. When I go to someone's Airbnb, or good utensils, not flatware. But when I go into Airbnbs, they use such cheap flatware. It's really upsetting. Right? The fork tines are all bent, or they use the kind that has like a plastic handle and the whatever. I'm like, I want good flatware. I don't know. It's just a thing that really irritates me. Flatware, towels, and washcloths and stuff. I want them to feel good. It's the difference when I do an Airbnb. When I stay in an Airbnb, it's usually the cheapest. Even when I'm in an Airbnb that looks like it's going to be a nice, higher level, more luxuriously appointed Airbnb, still cheap stuff in there. But when you go into a house sit, when you're in somebody's home, they're like, no. There's good towels here. That house that I just left, really good towels. Here, the towels are regular. But that house that I just left, really good towels. Nice and fluffy without leaving fuzz all over you, right? Like, she was like, oh, no, 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 no. Their retirement age, and this woman is probably in her 30s. So there's a difference. But that retirement age couple was like, oh, no. We got good towels over here. No, no, we got good dishes. She had really pretty dishes. Dishes that look like she picked them out and enjoys using them, enjoys pulling them out of the cupboard every day, right? Enjoys pulling them out of the dishwasher and using them. I like that. I like to walk into somebody's house and see it looks like they really love that house, or they really not love the house, but they make moments every day in the house to really feel good, right? They've set up moments in their house where they can just feel really good every day. I really, really like to see that. And I like to be able to use it too. Right? If she's got beautiful dishes and good silverware, I get to use it too. Food, fun, and faith. Hello. Yes, I agree. I do not like cheap utensils. I bring my own sheets sometimes. But I had a cousin. I feel like something's biting me. I had a cousin who used to travel and take her own sheets to hotels. Yeah, I've never thought about traveling with my own sheets, but it makes that much of a difference, right? It makes that much of a difference. In house sits, I don't have to. In house sits, most of the time, I'm good. But in some Airbnbs, right? Some Airbnbs, they'll make it look like it's well appointed, but nothing feels good, right? It's cheap. They've used the cheap stuff that looks like the expensive stuff. I've never thought about traveling with my own sheets, but I had a cousin who did. She used to. Yeah, it makes a big difference. The nice sheets, the nice bedding. Before I moved, so in my house, probably 3 years or so before I left Delaware, I overhauled my bed because I'd spent years sleeping on my sofa. I worked night shift, and I'd spent years sleeping on my sofa. Like, seriously, just like, what difference does it make? I'm going to sleep, and then not years, months before I decided to leave. So maybe like a year and a half before I left, I got a good mattress. I got good sheets, a good comforter, right? And it made a big difference. And that's the kind of thing that there's no turning back from. You can't then go back to, an okay bed. You're never going to be as happy. You're never going to be as comfortable, and you're never going to rest as well as when you had that comfortable bed and that comfortable bedding. Yeah, bare minimum. There's no hospitality in the hospitality industry. Hey, Leisure and Lace. I mean, right? Like, for the price, some things should be built into the price. You should assume, if you're in the hospitality industry, that you're going to have to replace some stuff over and over, right? You're going to have to replace some sheets after so many times. You're going to have to replace some of the flatware after so many times. Uh, and I think some people got into Airbnb and didn't realize that, or maybe they did, but they just put in the cheapest stuff when they go back to replace it. Like, you got to save some of this money for these future things that you're going to have to replace. You stay in a really beautiful Airbnb, and then you pick up the silverware, and it's like that hollow stuff and the fork tines. I can't stand a raggedy fork. I'll buy plastic. I will go out and buy. If I'm in the Airbnb and that stuff is raggedy, that's one of the things on my list. A set of plastic serving utensils, set of plastic utensils. I'm not using them bent up forks. I can't stand that. I can't stand that. Yeah, Amma says, I have been trying to get things for my home that spark joy. Yes, do it. Yeah, you want to have little moments in your home every day. I mean, not only little moments, there's big moments too, but it's nice to be able to create little moments every day that do spark joy, that do just make you just feel good and like physically feel good, right? Physical feelings, that appeal to the senses. So when I house sit, I always get flowers. Even though I do Instacart, I order flowers, right? So I had some. So yesterday, a bouquet of sunflowers with, it's like sunflowers with a couple roses mixed in. I have that here. I put that in the bedroom. And then Katrina gave me a candle. So Rashida gave me a candle a while ago, and I put it in my carry-on bag. A beautiful candle from her favorite candle people in Mexico City. And the airport took it from me. So I never tried to travel with a candle again. But then just a few weeks ago, Katrina gave me a candle here. So I have a candle in the room. I don't light them. I don't like it. I do certain things that I know a responsible house sitter should do. After telling you some things last week that I do that a house sitter probably should not do, right? I do things that a responsible house sitter should do. Like, I don't light candles in people's homes. I don't light candles in their homes. But I do have it open. It smells good. And then the lady here has a candle from Chesapeake Candle Company, which makes me think it's from near where I live. That smells really good. That's open in the kitchen. But yeah, it's nice to have just moments around houses. Sometimes you go in people's homes and you don't see her moment. Now, some stuff is because it doesn't. I don't respond to her thing that way, right? So some of it is just, I don't get it. I don't know it's a moment because it doesn't mean anything to me. But sometimes I'm in homes and that I'm like, she's got nothing in here that, it doesn't look like there's anything in here that she really loves. I feel for people like that. And then there are other homes you go into and you're like, this is her, she loves this. Okay. This is her thing and this is her thing. And right. She took some time over here. And I really like to see that in people's homes. And I hope I can do a good job of recreating that when I get to Costa Rica. Yeah. Dollar stores, plastic storage. You're not into I don't have a preference about that. Nowadays a lot of people have that heavy glass plastic storage, which lasts forever. But that's your thing, Crystal. You can't stand the plastic dollar store storage containers. I don't think I care either way about that. Yeah, yeah. Wendy says use the china more than the holidays. Yeah, if you have it, use it. Yeah. Debbie, sheets and towels must be 100% amazing. Yeah. Turkish towels. Yes, I'm a fan of Turkish towels. Yeah. In Morocco, I bought a Turkish towel. Like, I think it's a Morocco. He said it was Moroccan cotton, but it's a Turkish towel, if that makes sense. Kay says house sitting would be a great fit for me. I'm such an animal lover. Then do it. It's ease, right? House sitting is ease. It can be. There are house sits that are not easy, right? There are house sits that are not ease, but you've just pick and choose, pick and choose. But being able to go to a beautiful place and stay somewhere without paying for accommodation, like that's ease, right? I'm here in Palm Springs. I'll pay for, let's see, 3 days. Oh, and then the people that just booked me, so that's two more. So I'm going to pay for 5 days of my time in Palm Springs, and I've been here since, I don't know, May something. I don't know. The first house sit started May something, and I'll leave July 23rd maybe, right? So I'll pay for 5 days of accommodation for over 2 months of time. House sitting is wonderful. I recommend it. I don't talk about it so much just because. I talk about it because I recommend it. And when I see other women out there house sitting, I'm like, yes, do it. Do it. All cotton everything on my bed. Yes. A. Blakely, I like to buy special food products and save them for special times for an intimate party. Okay, but I find that I let it sit past the expiration date. Stop doing that. Yeah, stop doing that. Use it. If you have it when they come, you have it. If you don't have it when they come, you don't have it. If you ate it all, you ate it all, girl. Yeah, use it. Don't let it expire. That defeats the whole purpose of buying it, right? It's food. You're supposed to eat it. Yeah, don't let it expire. Buy the things that you really like and eat them and enjoy them. And then if somebody comes and you have it, share it with them. If they come, you don't have it, oh well. You weren't going to have it anyway because it was going to be expired. Yeah. Good skincare products. Creole Spirit 1800 says, I like good skincare products, shower gel, butters, creams, etc. Yeah, use them. We buy them and they smell good and then we just let them sit. Yeah, use them. Make them part of your day. That moment. So when Yolanda came on this channel and talked about Yolanda came and did a, Yolanda evolved on Instagram and Instagram and YouTube, Coach Yolanda. And she came and talked, and she did a meditation morning with us and talked a little bit about grief and meditation. And she told us that these things can become a spiritual practice, right? Just cleansing your body can become a part of your spiritual practice. Make it a thing, right? Make it sensory, make it appeal to your senses, and take your time doing them and make them a part of your spirit, yeah, your spiritual practice. Elevate them a little bit. Yeah, she talked to us about that, and I was like, got it. I got the message, Yolanda. I got the message. Valerina, good utensils are a must. I had a roommate who used and lost all my good utensils because hers were not good. Like, oh, that that's a fight about to happen. Yeah, I can't stand it. I mean, it really upsets me. Like, I can't wait to go to Costa Rica and get my own forks. Like, my own knives. I saw some video somewhere on the internet over the last few days, and a woman was trying to talk about soft life. But while she was doing it, she was slicing some strawberries, and she was like sawing through some strawberries. I'm like, you know what, soft life? Buy yourself some decent knives. You should just be able to slice through a strawberry. You should not have to mash and saw through that strawberry. That's soft life. Buy yourself some good knives, right? You want to talk to me about soft life, and you can't slice through a strawberry with your own knife. Plastic McDonald's knife would have done better than that. How are you going to tell me about soft life? Utensils really upset me. Utensils really upset me. At my mom and dad's house, I replaced some utensils and got rid of the other ones. My mom was like, "Where's my stuff?" I'm like, "You'll never know." Listen, we're not dealing with this, okay? No, this is not my house. No, this is not my kitchen. But yes, I have gotten rid of these utensils. Where are they? I don't know. I don't know. This is my thing. Utensils for me are more like as much as I love good sheets and good towels, utensils are more important to me than good sheets and good towels, right? They just really make me mad. When you have bad utensils, it really makes me mad. I can't cope with bad sheets and bad towels. You can just be like, ugh, these sheets are cheap, and go on about your day. Or towels, try off with a cheap towel and go on about your business. But messed up utensils upset me forever. The whole day is ruined. The whole day. The whole day is ruined. Give me some good utensils. I'm so serious. I cannot wait to go to Costa Rica and buy my own utensils. Lady Sarita says some sheets you can't live without. I have good sheets on the bed in Delaware now, and still I think utensils. For me, it's the utensils. I also have started traveling with. Well, I've been traveling with because in a lot of the world, washcloths aren't even a thing, right? You can show up and there's like no washcloth anywhere. You'll have a towel or a hand towel, but no washcloth. I travel with a little washcloth, like, it's not a wash. I'm trying to think of what it is. It's a dust cloth, a little tiny kitchen dust cloth that my mom and I had to get in Curacao, because in Curacao we had a difficult time finding washcloths. So I still travel with that little thing, but I'm thinking about getting an actual washcloth here because a lot of people just don't use them. Even in their homes, they don't use them. White people, house sitting for white people, you never know what you're going to walk in on. You never know if they're going to have real washcloths. Okay. Jesse says people steal the good silverware. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that when you're an Airbnb host, but some stuff has to be built into that budget. I'm like, build that into the budget. Charge everyone an extra $2. Every guest an extra $2. Raise your rates by $2 a night. I would rather pay $2 more per night and walk in and feel some decent heavy silverware because you've replaced it than them cheap fork tines. I can't. I'm telling you, I can't. It ruins it's a day ruiner, right? On the other hand, when you go in and they have some decent silverware and they even have little coffee spoons, oh my gosh. What is better than making yourself a cup of coffee with a little tiny coffee spoon, right? Because you don't see them very often. The little teaspoon, I mean, what a way to just start the day off nicely. What a difference it makes. Yeah, I know people steal, but that's a part of the hospitality industry. Theft goes along with being in the hospitality industry and replacing things, right? Listen, I'm telling y'all, it's important. It's important. Is you got to build that into the pricing, right? Every night costs an extra dollar or two to replace this silverware that is going to get taken every 5 guests, right? Or every however many guests, right? It's a day ruiner. It really does. It really, like, my whole day is ruined because the silverware was raggedy. No, Debbie says I travel with a set of silverware. No, do you seriously? Not if you don't fly with a set of silverware. Do you really? I would if I thought it didn't make me seem like just a person who's taking things overboard. Yeah, Professor LCH. I saw Kimora Lee Simmons purchase sheets for a hotel stay during her home renovation. But she was probably staying in a hotel that had good sheets, right? Or maybe she just didn't want to share the sheets. Okay, changed my life. I don't travel with sheets. I do travel with huge sleeping bag. Insert. Yeah, so I did that when I went on my sabbatical, that gap year, and I traveled around. I stayed in a lot of bunk beds in hostels. And so I had the little sleeping bag insert thing that I slept in. Uh, actually, did I sleep in it all the time? Not necessarily all the time. But at least in the beginning, I definitely slept in it all the time. Yeah, I might have slept in it all the time. I remember, and every time I would get it laundered and bring it back, it got a little stretched out. I don't know what material it was. It must have been a natural material. It was like a silky, it said silk. You know how they say silk, but you don't believe it's silk. I didn't believe it was silk because it was inexpensive, but it got stretched out over time. It was really, really huge by the time I was done. It was like the size of a sleeping bag in the beginning. But I did do that when I was sleeping in the dorm rooms and hostels. Travel flatware set. I put a set in my children's lunchbox. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. I have a spork in case that I keep in my purse. I do have oh no, okay. And you're saying instead of plastic? No, okay. Yeah, I have like a heavy plastic. I do have a heavy plastic set. So I told you that I used to go and buy if I get somewhere and the utensils are messed up. So I do have a heavier plastic set that I keep with me. So I guess it's not strange. It's just because it's plastic, it didn't register to me that it was the same thing. But I do keep a heavy plastic set with me now because I'm telling you, it will ruin my day if I get in that Airbnb and them fork tines are bent up. I can't. Yeah, and I do this, right? So right now, Katrina gave me the candle and I have a candle. I just don't light it in there. Yeah. Fresh flowers. Create moments in your home, right? That just make you feel good. Okay, are we still back? Are we still on the subject? So around the house, how to make things easier. Address the unfair division of labor. Address the unfair division of labor. Bring in helpers, housekeepers, grocery delivery, laundry people, landscaper, gardener, right? Don't let your pet sleep with you anymore. Stop holding on to the good stuff for later. Oh, number 5, I wrote down the weird colored bathroom makes it hard for you to do your makeup. That weird colored bathroom that you've chosen is making your makeup application harder. It's making it harder for you. In Mexico, it's really common for bathrooms to be like really, the walls to be really dark, like this color, like really dark. But all it does is make it really hard to go in and, do a basic makeup. It's really hard. So that's a thing. If you're struggling and you don't like doing makeup, it might be because your bathroom is a weird color. I don't think there's much to say on that. And that's a thing in Mexico. You go in people's homes, and they love the deep colors, but you go in people's homes, and the bathroom color really makes it harder. Makes it really harder to do makeup. Rashida said, "Good knives were a game changer for me. It got me into the kitchen for real." Yeah, something like that can make a difference between I enjoy cooking my stuff and I hate it. Like, seriously, it can make the difference. Some good knives will change things. When I saw that girl talking about soft life and she had to saw through that strawberry, I said, no, you don't. You don't know nothing about no soft life. No, you're not gonna tell me. What you gonna tell? How you gonna tell me about soft life? Well, you gotta saw through these strawberries. But it does make a difference. It makes a difference. Good knives make a difference in your experience of cooking things. And this is coming from a woman who, I don't enjoy cooking. I don't enjoy cooking. I enjoy making breakfast only. But I don't enjoy cooking anything else, nothing else. But good knives, they make a difference. So treat yourself. Do it for yourself. Give yourself a few seconds every day of not being stressed out. Right? Address. So Rachel Rogers is my coach. I'm in the We Should All Be Millionaires coaching program. And she just talks about broke ass decisions, right? And how you make decisions as though you are and going to stay broke, right? Instead of making decisions for like at some point I'm not going to be broke, or I'm not even broke today. And so she when you join her program and you go through the little introductory thing, they have you look at just points in your day, things that you do in the day that are giving yourself the message that you're broke and you're going to stay broke, right? And address them. I talked about this and I told you I threw away my socks. I bought all new white socks, right? A small signal, right? A small thing to remind myself I don't need to hold on to these raggedy socks, right? They're not even close to white anymore. They're all pilled and, right? Sometimes you do need to tell yourself, yeah, I deserve nice stuff and I deserve to use nice stuff. A pack of socks, I don't know if it cost me $10, but it gave me a good message, a good signal, good food to my brain that, you know what, I deserve nice things. They feel good. Some new cushiony white socks, they just feel really good on your feet, right? Or knives, using a real knife, right? Feels good in your hand. It gives you a few seconds every day of, instead of signaling to yourself, listen, I am broke and I'm gonna stay broke, or I don't deserve nice stuff or whatever. A few seconds of, yeah, hey, this is nice. Just a few seconds at a time, over and over and over and over and over again throughout the day. In small ways, small things really add up. This messages really add up. The way we talk to ourselves includes the way we treat ourselves, right? That self-talk includes the way you treat yourself. You tell yourself what you deserve and what you don't deserve all day long. And so it's really nice to upgrade that. So that's the first thing I did. Seriously, she had a little workbook, and I wrote, for some reason, I don't know if I don't know if I was wearing my ugly socks at the time and looking at them, my like off-white socks that are pilled now, and I'm not even 100% certain they're matching. They're a pair. I guess I just looked at my feet and I was like, listen, I am giving myself the wrong message with these socks. I threw them all out, which is not like me. That's not like me. I threw out every white sock I had and bought a pack of new white socks. And now I replenish them on the regular. Before I left for London and Morocco, re-upped. right? I'm walking in these places in white socks. That's just how it's going to be. Yeah, I think these things, we talk about them as though they're, sometimes we talk about things like new utensils and good knives, and we might talk about them like as if they're frivolous, but they really do matter. The way you treat yourself really does matter. And we can elevate that. We can treat ourselves on such an elevated level. And I'm not talking about buying luxury items, right? New knives are not a luxury item. You don't have, they could be. There are expensive knives. But just knives that cut can be really inexpensive, right? Uh, but but we the, but there's this we're signaling all the time. We're signaling to ourselves all the time. This is what I deserve, or this is what I don't deserve. This is good enough for me, or I'm not good enough for this thing, right? I bought this, I love this particular dessert, but I need to save it until someone else comes. I don't deserve to eat this dessert or this food that I love. I have some fig. I like to buy fig preserves, or fig, I guess it's preserves, right? It's more expensive than buying raspberry preserves, but I like the fig preserves. It's really good in yogurt, really good in yogurt. And I buy it. It's expensive. It's $10 for a little tiny jar. To me, that's expensive, right? $10 for a little tiny jar of fig preserves, especially when I use it so heavily in the yogurt. 10 might be more than that now. It used to be $10. You know how food is, right? But it's just a little thing that says, I deserve it too, right? I deserve this nice thing too. Wild love living. I just threw away a handful of pretty panties that don't look good, that look good but don't feel good. Upgrading to more organic cotton intimates. When you feel good, you look good. Yeah, when you feel good, yeah. When you feel good, you look good, and when you feel good, you feel good. Right? There's two different kinds of feels. Right? There's the actual physical feeling when things feel good on your skin, you feel good inside of your skin. Yeah, yeah. So we create moments all day long in our homes, I hope, where we feel good, where we create a good feeling. I hope we do. Little everyday decisions. Hey, Shaughnessy. Yes, little everyday decisions show how you feel about yourself. They do. They are a reflection. They're a reflection of how you feel about yourself, and they're also, it's like a loop. It's a loop. It reflects how you feel, and then it creates the feeling, right? It reflects and creates. Yeah. So you can get out of a loop. I think, I don't know, this might be something an expert needs to talk about, but I think you can change how you feel about yourself on the inside, right? In part, not in whole, okay? But in part by changing how you treat yourself on the outside. It's a loop, in part, not in whole. So just go all starting to, buy better lingerie is not going to make you feel good, better about yourself. But there's a piece, in part. It can. Creating good feelings on the outside can create good feelings on the inside. She talked too much. Hello. I want to embrace minimalism. I deserve a clutter-free life. Don't we all? So Exodus Summit, the Exodus Summit Facebook community for the month of June is focusing on decluttering. Listen, I know June is 1/3 over. Okay, but it's still, seriously. For the month of June, we're focused on decluttering. So if you're not in the Exodus Summit Facebook community, you should be over there. Exodus Summit is a Facebook community for Black women who are into taking a career break or a sabbatical, who are into moving abroad, who are into bopping around as a nomad, who are into house sitting, right? Exodus Summit is the Facebook community um, of women who are into these things, where we share our journeys. Rashida and I host this community, and the link is exodussummit.com/community. If you're a Black woman, go ahead and join us. Join us over there. So for the month of June, we'll be talking decluttering. Okay? Yes, it's already June 10th. Okay. But we're going to start soon. We're going to start soon. Yeah, we're going to talk about decluttering. Decluttering is it's a gateway. Decluttering is a gateway to a new life, right? To a new thing. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't understand how it's possible that we're at June 10th, right? It was just April 2 days ago. It was April 2 days ago. Now it's June 10th. I don't know. Don't ask me. Time is funny. I don't believe it. I don't know what's happening. Okay? Yes, right. So join us in the exit. Oh, Debbie, I think this is Debbie Cotton. Oh, okay, yes. I say people's full names when I know the full names. I don't know. I can't stop. Yeah, so the Exodus Summit is a community for Black women who are into these things. It's where we share what's happening, our progress, our calls for help, our cries for help. You find accountability partners in the Exodus Summit community. Yeah. So that's talk speaking of like ways to embrace ease in your home, having everywhere you look be full of stuff can be really stressful and anxiety inducing for some people, right? There's a type of person for whom that is really, really stressful. And your home can't feel like a refuge and a respite if everywhere you look there's something. Like there's just every surface is full. And so we get rid of some stuff. For me, it's more about when I used to look at my stuff in my house, I would look at it and be like, I resent you. I resented the stuff inside of my house. I don't know how to explain it. I remember how much time I worked to get the stuff. I worked hard, unfortunately. I worked hard to be able to afford to buy the stuff. And then I would just look at it like, oh, you stupid. I resented having had to work so hard to buy the stuff and then just seeing it there. Every time I saw it, I was just reminded of time I was losing. I don't know. I don't know. I just got to a point where I couldn't stand my stuff inside my house. This is so reversed and I can't really fix it. And so I don't know. Wherever you are in this decluttering journey, come on over to Exodus Summit. We'll talk some talk. We'll get some stuff sorted. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Release your life. My mother always has a table set for supper and she plates the food on each person's plate. Oh, well, if she enjoys it, right? She may enjoy it. She may enjoy this, but that sounds like work that unnecessary work. Yeah. Latanya, Latanya, the senior insurance advisor. Hi, Latanya. I need to declutter and a new life. So perfect. Okay, good. Right on time. Right on time. We'll work on this together. We'll work on it together. Amina, I thought I wanted to focus on something else, but after an accountability Zoom with Rashida, I realized after I need to declutter. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, some clarity, right? You know how much I love free time. Free time, right? And a conversation with some people, with the right people, can really bring you some clarity on what you really want. What do you really want, right? What are you moving towards right now? And do you really want that thing? Rashida's a good coach, so Rashida is really good at like hearing what you're saying and what you're not saying, and being like, you don't even want that. You working on XYZ, you don't even want it. Go sit down somewhere. Videos to views. Decluttering is so important. It creates a space of clarity. It really does. It really does. I don't know that everyone feels this way, but I feel that way. When I look and there's every surface is full, I I can't. It's overloaded. I'm overloaded, right? I need a lot of emptiness, a lot of empty space. It does visually represent clarity for me. I don't think that's for everyone, right? Because you see beautiful homes and like there's like the wall to wall bookcase bookshelf and it's full of stuff and then right, it looks good and they have the floor is like different rugs layered on top of each other, like and it's a good design look, but in the space I just feel like overloaded. So I don't know that everyone feels that way, but I know I feel that way. Yeah, she talked too much as the world is spinning faster or something. Time is really crazy. When I was in college, we had a professor who was in his 70s, and he said that a year felt like about 3 or 4 months to him. And I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Because, man, last year was not the same length as the year before to me. Last year was much faster than the year before and the year before. So I don't know. Yeah, decluttering helps clear my mental state. We're going to do it. We're going to work. That's our focus in the Exodus Summit community. Okay, Kay says I get the same endorphin high from decluttering. Okay, good. Naturally your daughter, if your daughter wants to house sit, she should get my new house sitter toolkit at housesit.vicarious.com/toolkit. She should join Trusted House Sitters with my affiliate link, and but first she should watch a couple of videos about house sitting here on my YouTube channel. Uh, who can house sit? I have a video called Who Can House Sit. That's probably the best introductory video on house sitting. But let me put those two links here in the chat. No, they're not in the description, but I'll put them in the description in a little bit. But have her get my new house sitter toolkit and have her join Trusted House Sitters, and she'll be ready to get going, get started. All right, I'll put them in the description of this video later. So if you're watching from the future, hello, friends in the future. I hope things are great. If you're watching the replay, the links are already in the description. Kim Louise, I can't be overloaded with things in my space. Yeah. And I have been in the past. Things carry energy. They also absorb energy. Yeah, my energy. I'm moving away from that. Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah, same. I feel that same way, but I don't think everyone feels that way about the things in their space. Okay, so we talked about another thing that makes it hard to embrace ease in your house is seriously, the weird colored bathroom. That might be another thing that I'm the only person who is upset by it. But you can't put your makeup on in a weird colored bathroom. It's just really hard, right? In Mexico, a lot of the bathrooms are this color or like a dark orange, colors which I love, but they don't work for bathrooms. Okay, another way that you're making things a little harder around your house is glass top tables. I only threw this on here because I'm in the desert. It's so dry, it's so dusty, it's so dirty. That glass top table at that house that I just left, like literally 2, 3 hours after I cleaned it, is dusty again. It's dirty again, right? There's just dirt in the air. It's just, we're in the desert. There are months where they don't even get 1/3 of an inch of rain. For like a 2 month span, they don't even get 0.3 inches of rain, right? It's dry here. It's dry. And the lady said to me, the homeowner, she was like, oh, if I knew then what I knew now, I would not have bought this glass top table. She cleaned it right before she left, and she left the spray stuff on the table. So I'm guessing that lady spends hours of her week as a retiree, hours of her week cleaning her glass top table, right? I'm like, girl, if it was me, that table would not be in the house anymore, right? Get you a table where you can't see what's happening, where you don't see the dust, where you're satisfied cleaning it maybe every other day or once a day. You don't feel like you need to, every time you walk by, you need to wipe that table down, right? Get rid of the table. Stop making that thing make you work. You don't need that. You don't need that particular table. All right, and then another way that we can embrace ease around the house. So I threw a final thing on my list, which is working for free in your business. I know that's not really an around the house thing, but Rashida and I just finished hosting the Get Your Next 3 Clients Challenge. A lot of us have a thing that we do, an expertise, a thing that we're into, that people come to us for help with or advice on, or coaching on, but we don't charge them. And you're doing that in the house. So to me, it fits. It fits this category. Stop doing that stuff for free if you need to make money to live, right? Now, if you're set with money and your time is your own, do what you want. Do things for free, right? But if you're not set for money, right? If you still need to make money to live, then stop doing that stuff for free. Stop doing that stuff for free. One way to embrace ease around your house is stop doing a whole bunch of work in the house for free. Okay. All right, that's it. Yeah, the dust settles on wood tables as well, but you're not compelled to stop and wipe it off every 2 hours. Like seriously, I would because because she brought it to my attention before she left, and I saw her clean the table, right? And then I saw like literally 2, 3 hours later, there's more dust on the table. I compulsively felt the need to, and because she left the little spray thing and the cloth right there, I compulsively felt the need 2, 3 times a day to wipe down that glass top table. Whereas if it had been a wood table, I probably would have just wiped it down after I ate, you know? Like seriously, I felt like there was a compulsive, a spirit took over my body when I saw that dust on that glass top table. Some stuff, like seriously, if your attention isn't being drawn to it, it doesn't matter as much. You know, it's still there, but you don't care about it as much if your attention isn't drawn to it, right? In my world, that's clothing sizes. There was a time when I hated the clothing size that I wore. And then one day somebody was like, just tear the tags out. If the clothes fit, and it's the size that you wear, and that size is so upsetting to you when you see it, tear the tags out. Okay? Because my concern wasn't really my body size. I am much more comfortable. I'm more comfortable in a bigger body than some people would be. Okay? So it wasn't the size of my body, it was the number on the tag. And so she said, tear the tags out. Right? Stop paying attention to the thing that's making you agitated. If the thing itself isn't really agitating you, it's the noticing of the thing that's agitating you. Stop noticing it. Stop noticing it. And back then I was probably a 14. I wore a size 14 for the longest time. And I was like, okay, tear the tags out. It's the size that you wear. The clothes fit, they're comfortable. You're not pulling on your clothes all the time, right? Tear the tags out. Right? Now I wear 20 and I'm like, whatever. Whatever. But yeah, sometimes you're not as upset about the actual thing as you are about being of constantly noticing the thing. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's the constantly noticing the thing. Am I upset about having gray hair, or am I upset about constantly noticing the gray hair? Maybe to some of you there's no difference, but to me there's a difference. There's a difference. I have a beard. I've had a beard since I was in high school, since I was 17. I'm not upset about the beard. I'll go days without shaving the beard. What I'm upset about is how gray the beard is. Right? Sometimes because it draws attention to the beard. It's my attention. Seeing gray hairs in my beard draws my attention to my beard, which upsets me. Whereas when the beard was just regular hair, my hair color wasn't upsetting at all. Right? Like, easy, I'm going to do the easiest thing, okay? I'm going to do the easiest thing. I think the easiest thing is to get rid of a glass top table. Okay? That's how I would approach that if I were her. If I'm spending like literally a minute or 2 minutes, right? It's not hours of her day, but a couple minutes every day, just being irritated at this dust on this table, maybe I'm just going to make sure that I don't see the dust. I don't see it all the time. I'm going to do the easiest thing, right? The hardest thing, the harder thing, she could, I don't know, move. Move to a place where it rains and there's not a whole bunch of dust just always in the air. There's just always dirt in the air here. She could move. She could wipe her table down multiple times a day, or she could just get a table where she can't see it as much. What is the easiest thing? Debbie says that's an interesting distinction. I don't like seeing the gray hair or my beard, so I color my hair and wax my beard. Problem solved. Yeah, I'm less concerned about the beard. I'm not concerned about people seeing the beard. but I cannot stand that it's gray. I cannot stand the gray. I can't stand it because then it's extra visible. It's over visible, right? It's just a beard. A lot of people have hair on their chin, and I have it. It covers this whole space. A lot of people have that, but when the gray came and it's over my hair, I don't know about mostly gray, but half gray. My beard is probably half gray. That's when I was like, oh, it being there wasn't a problem, but it being hyper visible is a problem to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay, so that's it. I think we've covered my ideas. Anything we didn't cover about embracing ease in the household? I saw a couple of videos. Myron Golden, who is I guess he's a money teacher. He talks money from a biblical perspective. And I don't agree with everything he says, but one thing he talks about is he had a video very recently. Myron Golden put out a video just this week about how we kind of how we sometimes can be addicted to doing things the hard way, right? So that video, of course, made me think about us, about women, about Black women, and what thing are we doing a hard way? And I think it can be just small things in the house that make our lives a little harder instead of helping us embrace ease in the house. Being a house sitter, it's a thing I think about a lot. I think a lot about the ways that people have set up their homes to reflect what is important to them, to reflect their values, right? You can walk into someone's home and see they love family time. This house is set up for the family to be together in a space. Other people's homes you walk in and it's not like that, right? Sometimes you walk into people's homes and you're like, they love to cook. It doesn't matter how ornate or how ornate the kitchen is or how expensive the appliances are. Because I've seen expensive kitchens where they clearly don't cook. But you can, but you can walk into a kitchen, you're like, this person values cooking or time in this kitchen, right? I think it's interesting to see how people's homes reflect what they're into. And also, it's sometimes sad to see the homes reflect what they're into, because sometimes the home just reflects that they're into work and not into making themselves feel good so that they feel good, right? Feeling good physically so that they can feel good mentally, emotionally. But I think it's an important part of self-care. I think if we're going to talk about wellness, some of it needs to happen inside of our homes. So Myron Golden's video was Stop Being Addicted to Difficulty. And I think he just put it out yesterday or the day before. So I think stop being addicted to difficulty is the same as start embracing ease. And I think that's where we are. We've as a community, we are embracing ease, and we're embracing ease in a variety of different ways in all parts of our lives. I hope all parts of our lives. Question, Professor LCH says, I missed the information about making decisions as if you're going to always be poor. Whose info video book was that? Rachel Rogers is a coach who wrote a book called, I'll tell you, is the book called We Should All Be Millionaires? Her book is called We Should All Be Millionaires, A Woman's Guide to Earning More, Building Wealth, and Gaining Economic Power. Her book, let me see, I can drop the link here. I read her book, or I think I got the ebook. I listened to her book, not the ebook, the audiobook. I listened to her book, but I'd already been listening to her podcast, and her podcast is similar information. Let me copy this link. Copy, paste. So in her book, she talks about this, and also in her coaching program. I'm in her coaching program, We Should All Be Millionaires. The conference I went to last January in Puerto Rico is her conference. It was called ROI, the Millionaire Summit. And she just talked about making broadcast decisions versus making something decisions. I know she has a name because she has a name for everything. Broadcast decisions versus something decisions. I don't know. What would I call it? I don't have a word for like, I guess I would call it like something about abundance. I don't know. Decisions that feel like abundance. Yeah, she just had us write out in the little workbook in the coaching program. Every little section has a little workbook, and in her workbook, she had us work through some things. And socks really just struck me. I don't know if she had talked about socks in the book, and maybe that was why. But I know that like it really, there was no turning back. I was like, Stephanie Perry now buys and replaces her socks, and she wears white, crisp white socks. You know how some people love a good brand new white sneaker. For me, it was the white sock. Stephanie Perry now wears white socks and throws away the things that are past their time, right? We don't have to hold on to them as if we're never going to get a replacement. Yeah, so that was the conversation. That's part of her conversation. And I think, this is me speaking, I think that we really can do some damage to ourselves unknowingly, right? Give ourselves the message that we don't deserve better. And so it's important that we like go through things with our eyes open, right? Go through our day with our eyes open. Go through our day with intention sometimes and see what am I really saying about myself? What am I really saying to myself? How am I really treating myself? Yeah. So it's something that I try to do from time to time. We've talked a lot. We talk a lot about the things that I really love. Vanilla extract, right? Small things throughout my day that just make me feel good. Small things that make me feel good. Vanilla extract. I told you about the fig stuff, the fig jam that I like, fig preserves that I like to put in yogurt. Just small things to remind myself that it's good to feel good, right? Okay, so I'm about to quote the Bible, but if you don't want to hear somebody quote the Bible, plug your ears for about 15 seconds. So in Myron Golden's video, he quoted the scripture, which you don't hear enough talked about. I would have fainted lest I believe to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. A lot of Christianity in the black church anyway that I know about is talking about what's coming for us in the other life. But we're supposed to enjoy the goodness in the land of the living, right? We're supposed to enjoy the good where we are today. I think, right? I'm not a Bible scholar, but I did read that. I know that, right? I think that we overemphasize in Black people, right? We overemphasize what's to come and forget about the joy that we're supposed to experience here today, now, this life, this world. There's no reason for us to have some of these senses and have them be so heightened if we weren't supposed to use them and enjoy them in the land of the living. We chop that part off. There's even a gospel song. I would have fainted lest I believe to see, right? But they cut that part off. We just forget. This life, this world, there's joy, there's pleasure here. Get yours. I want mine now. I want mine now. So I buy my white socks and I buy my fig preserves and I use them. I wear them. I eat them. I enjoy them. Thank you. Hi, Mature Black Female Podcast. Hi. You're a new name. Welcome. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Okay, how did we do? fairly fast. I'm glad I helped give my mother that message of worth for herself before her passing. She knew she could use the good dishes, get rid of the old house clothes. Yeah, yeah. You can make yourself feel good you can feel good on the outside. Do the things that feel good on the outside. It's a cycle. Feel good on the outside does something to help you feel good on the inside. You can't, it's not a one-to-one correlation, right? But you can help yourself feel good on the inside by making yourself feel good on the outside. We're going to do it. I'm into it. Joanne Baptiste Cummins. The fig preserves are a new one for me. Okay. I have it with goat cheese. Okay. But I haven't tried it with yogurt. Yeah, I just stir it in yogurt. But I also, if I'm making a little charcuterie plate, because I believe in meats and cheeses and crackers, right? My dad is a crackers and cheese guy, and I've elevated the crackers and cheese to another level, right? So I believe in that. Yeah, but sometimes I'll put it on that plate as well. But yeah, it's really good in yogurt. I eat Greek yogurt a lot for breakfast because I like to cook breakfast, but I don't always have time. So my I don't have time to cook breakfast. Breakfast is Greek yogurt, something stirred in, fig preserves or maple syrup or regular preserves like raspberry or whatever. Greek yogurt is my fast breakfast because I like to eat cereal as dessert. Anyway, right? I like to feel good, and one of the ways I feel good is I eat cereal for dessert. But Greek yogurt is a good breakfast, and fig preserves stirred in there, good stuff. Hello, Angela. Right? In the land of the living. Don't chop that part off. Don't chop it off. Yeah, I think we've spent enough time like forgetting that or missing out on that. Let's get it right. Let's get it right. Yeah. Right. So my mom does talk about stars in her crown. This is another star in my crown, right? She's banked up some stuff. for, she's banked up some stuff for the afterlife. But also enjoying this life. She's also enjoying this life, right? One time my mom was preaching or teaching, I don't remember if she was preaching that Sunday or if she was doing a Sunday school lesson about like what does the Bible say about heaven? And I think what she told me, I may have not been paying attention. Okay, I'm gonna tell you all that. I may not have been paying attention, but I think what she told me is that heaven is on earth. And I was like, oh, like Costa Rica. And that was years ago. That was years ago. And she was like, okay, like Costa Rica. Yeah, okay, okay. Joy. Joy is the point. Sometimes we see people talking about life as though joy is unnecessary or useless or pointless, but I think it's the point. I think it's the point. I think the other stuff is the unnecessary or the useless or the frivolous stuff. Joy is the point. If you're doing something to get to joy, right? If you're doing something and it's blocking your joy, it's blocking the whole point of the life. Cut out the other stuff, keep the joy if you don't need these other things to get to the joy. Like a job, for example. If you don't need the job to get to the joy, if you've got the joy, right? You've got the money to live, quit working. We think the job is the point of life. The hard work is the point of life. No, it's not. The job is supposed to be a means to an end. The job is supposed to be a pathway to some things that maybe can help you live in the joy, right? And so maybe in this, as the world is now, to live fully in joy, we do need money. We do need some money to support ourselves, wherever that comes from. But some of y'all have that, and you hold on to the job when the job is it's just a means to an end. You already have the end. Why are you still grappling with these means? Why do you still have a job? Why are you still working when you have what you need? The job isn't the point. Joy is the point. Love is the point. Community is the point. When you have those things, drop that job. If you don't need that job to have those things, why do you have it? I'm always going to tell you to quit your job. I don't know. This is a video about your house. And I still figured out a way to tell you to quit your job. Okay? Right? Yes, please hit the like button, friends. Okay? Hit the like button for Jesus. Like the video for Jesus. Thank you. All right? I'm going to do some heretic stuff as well. Okay? I'm not going to get past out of the video without being a little bit of a heretic and telling you to quit your job and talking about vanilla extract. Okay? If you don't enjoy those things, you're not going to like this channel. All right? If you don't want to hear somebody talk at length about vanilla extract, it's not for you. Okay? Okay. Thank you. I see the like number going up. Thank you, friends. Okay. All right. That's all we came to do. The animals that I'm sitting for are asleep. So I'm going to go ahead and make breakfast. And hopefully they won't stir that much. And I am gonna get a nap in today because the dog interrupted my sleep last night. So I'm gonna get a nap in and then finish for the challenge. Rashida and I, so Rashida and I hosted the challenge yesterday, and I still have some work to do for this challenge students. So I need to get into the community and do some work for the students in the challenge from yesterday. That's going to be the end of my day today. Okay, friends. All right. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, super chat. So thank you for the super chat. So we've still not picked a recipient for super chat things. Oh, okay. Let me update you on this. I've done the goodbye, but I still have some more things to tell you. So as a community, we put together the money to send a woman to the workshop that Anne Marie and Dr. Kimani are hosting on leaving a toxic job with your coins, right? On how to get your severance from a hostile workplace. We've got enough money to send a woman to that workshop. I'm sorry, right now I can't find the link really quickly. I'm trying to scroll. Anyway, so I need to send them the money. I still have it, but we have the money together through the super chats from that live stream alone. We have the money to send a woman to that workshop. And so we still haven't decided what we're going to do with this super chat going forward, where it's going. So it's just sitting in the pot in the Vacarian Sabbatical Fund. But we do need to get together with the women from Patreon and decide where the fund is going. Okay. So if you're in the Patreon community, I've been saying this since February, but if you're in the Patreon community, look out for an email from me saying, here's when we're going to get together and talk about this. I don't know when. Okay. But thank you very much for the super chat. CD Rob, thank you for that super chat. And Paula, Groove Parlor TV Harris, thank you for that super chat. Does the Millionaire book have a workbook on it? It doesn't have a workbook. Well, actually, you know what? I listened to the audiobook. I don't know. Honestly, when you buy the actual physical copy of We Should All Be Millionaires, I don't think there's a workbook involved. I think the workbook happens once you join her program, right? I joined her program, and each little section has a downloadable workbook, just a few pages, PDF. But I don't think her actual physical book has a workbook. But you know what? Let me see. Let's look on Amazon. We Should All Be Millionaires. Kindle, audiobook, hardcover, paperback. No, there's no workbook. But it was good. It's if you've already listened to her podcast, Hello Seven, then it's similar information. But if she's new to you, then be prepared to have your ideas shift about what is possible for you as in terms of earning money. Like seriously, what is possible for you, and how you approach it. Okay? Okay, friends. All right, yes. So the book is We Should All Be Millionaires, which is also the name of her coaching program. And it's for women. It's for women. It's for women, but anybody, in at the anybody could benefit from it. From how to approach. It's not a money mindset book, even though I talked about her talking about broke ass decisions. It's not a money mindset book, but she does have information on how to approach money making. Yeah, and the approaches to money making, particularly for people with an entrepreneurial desire, right? An interest in making money aside from a job. Okay. All right, and that's the book. Okay, friends, yes, have a great weekend. Thank you for being here. Thank you, as always, for taking such good care of each other in the chat. Thank you for being so good to me in the chat. I'll see you guys again real soon. Have a good weekend. Happy June 10th. Can you believe it? I don't know what's happening. Okay. All right. Nice to see you, friends. Nice to see you. I'm so glad my house sitting clients have, um, what is the word? I'm so glad my house sitting clients have been so chill after just a minor disturbance. Okay. All right. Y'all enjoy your Saturday. Happy weekend. Yeah, one-on-one calls at vicarious.com/call me. Yes. Okay. Going to study for class. Okay, wonderful. Have a good day. Have a good day. Embrace ease this weekend. Tracy says, embrace ease this weekend, ladies. She's still in bed. You're doing it. You're doing it. Good job, Tracy. Congratulations. And thank you. Thanks, friends. Okay, thanks, guys. See you guys again soon. Okay, bye.